For those who are gonna rejoin the stream, again, appreciate you guys for stopping off for the halftime report. If not, we'll just simply just quickly upload this thing. But yeah, Alabama's taking control of this game. We're doing a really, really good job establishing the run. Alabama has over close to I think over 150 yards rushing in this game. Brian Robinson is setting the tone. Seth McLaughlin's doing a really, really good job blocking in the interior. Emil Ekiyor went out this game. But we do have a 5-star in J.C. Latham. He was able to kind of come back, and he was able to kind of do his thing. So got to give credit there. Got to give credit there to what we saw from J.C. Latham. Evan Neal is having a hell of a game, guys. Evan Neal is showcasing why he's going to be a first-round pick very, very soon. We're struggling at the right side. Chris Owens is struggling. He is struggling blocking Minaj. I think what was his name? Minaj Sanders. He's having a very hard time blocking Minaj Sanders. Now Sanders is going to be either a second or a third round draft pick. But Chris Owens has got to play better at the right side of the line. That's literally the side that's giving Bryce Young some trouble. Got to give credit though to the defensive coordinator. He's putting up a hell of a game plan against our players. For the most part, we're not really. Besides really the exception with Ja'Cory Brooks when, again, the slot corner made a mistake. Slot corner made a mistake. It was just a really good play by Bill O'Brien. Ja'Cory kind of ran a little bit of that wheel route right there, and the corner kind of fell there, kind of tripped there, and that was again only when you make a mistake, Alabama and Bryce Young is going to take advantage of it 100% of the time. Bryce Young's not having the best game in the world, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to Cincinnati. They're doing a really good job disguising their coverages. Again, it's frustrating as all hell, man, but this is what Cincinnati does. They give you a lot of looks, right? It's a 3-3-5 defense, and we're taking advantage of that in the running department, but it's not just the 3-3-5. They're giving you a lot of different looks that can throw any offense off, not just Alabama. It can throw any offense off. But for the most part, I would just say fuck it, run it. I mean, take their will away, right? If they want to play this Belichickian type of defense where they want to stop the K-gun type offense, that's an old reference to the Bills-Giants game to a lot of the younger viewers. But very similar, man. Like, hey, they took away our K-gun offense. They decided we're going to let Thurman Thomas run the football. And, in a way, the Bills offense, they didn't. I mean, they ran it, but they didn't run it as well. I would say, hell, just run the damn ball, man. Like run the ball until they're tired of it, until they're tired of getting their ass kicked in the line of scrimmage. We are dominating the line of scrimmage, right? If I'm Bill O'Brien right now, I'm licking my chops. If I'm Brian Robinson right now, I'm licking my chops right now. Hell, I bit my lip. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't even know if you guys can see that, dude, but I bit my lip. Because I was like, run the ball, O'Brien. There were so many cases where I'm biting my damn lip. I'm like, fucking run the ball, man. But yeah, man, got to give a lot of credit to Bill O'Brien for what he's able to do right now. Brian Robinson again is having a hell of a game. Our defense is playing phenomenal. They're playing absolutely off their tails off right now. Will Anderson just got his sack. Kind of a Hail Mary situation, but Will Anderson, that's another sack for him. Dallas Turner got a sack. It was more of a coverage sack, but it was a great job of the lineman, kind of confusing him, disguising him, basically off the stunt. Our cornerbacks haven't been tested, and I think that's the biggest concern. I think that's the biggest concern right now is our corners haven't been tested, right? Jalen Armour-Davis, he's out for this. I don't know if he's out. I mean, he's back in the game, but he is not at 100%. We took Kool-Aid out the game. I don't know why we took Kool-Aid. I mean, I think we inserted him back in that last drive, but that was just kind of weird seeing why we kind of took Kool-Aid out. I hope he's okay. But Kyrie Jackson, I think, is holding his own. They're just not really taking deep shots. They're not, right? That's the one thing that I thought. And they're not really using these tight ends as well. Wiley and I forgot the other guy, but Wiley and these guys, they're not really taking advantage of these tight ends. They're not taking advantage of the situations where we're not in zone, where we're simply in a man with our nickel and star backs. They're not taking advantage of those matchups. So I wonder in the second half if they're going to try to game plan for that, try to get their tight ends in more of those situations. We're playing a lot more zone than I think we've used to be than we're used to compared to what we did in the past. I feel like we've kind of simplified the defense. This defense is not complicated from what I was able to see so far. Normally, our defenses require a crap ton of communication. This is a much more simplified defensive tone from what I was able to see. And I think that's what you got to do, man. Let your five stars play football, man. You don't need to kind of give them all this crap where you're just kind of, you're putting too much in their plate. Just let your five stars play. And I think you're kind of seeing that. But yeah, Kyrie Jackson, I think, is holding his own. There's really not that much to complain about, right? The first drive, I felt like we definitely didn't set the tone on our defensive line as far as kind of stopping the run. We've done a much better job at stopping the run, holding strong in the line of scrimmage. But that first drive, I wish we could have kind of just came out and just simply just smacked them in the mouth on defense. But you got to take what you got to take. We're doing a good job against Desmond Riddler. He is frustrated as all hell. His receivers are not really on point. The timing is off for him right now. And then a lot of those passes are batted down, right? For Darian Mathis, Will Anderson, right? DJ Dale, Timothy Smith, right? Byron Young. Those guys have done a good job getting their arms on the football. So gotta give a lot of credit to our defense. And Pete Golding, right? Gotta give a lot. Everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of Pete Golding, and a lot of Bama fans are not, but we got to give credit where credit is due. Like I said before, Pete Golding is calling a hell of a game plan. Not really, again, the defense is much more simplified compared to what we saw in weeks past. So got to give credit to Pete Golding. But let me read some of your comments, because I know I've just been rambling on. Let's go, Alabama. Yeah, All-American. Let's go. What's going on, Isaiah, dog? How you doing? Bama don't break, absolutely. Roll Tide Roll, absolutely. What's going on, DC? DC Forever LSU. What is going on, my brother? How are you feeling today? But yeah, man. There's really not that much to complain about. We've done it. We've done our things. I mean, I think the only things that I guess I can say is we need to. I guess we can say we need to be a little bit more aggressive running the football. There were a couple of drives where I'm kind of questioning, why are we not running the football here? Right? The last couple of drives that we had to punt or we had to try to go for those field goals, we didn't run the ball one time. So I feel like we could definitely be a little bit more aggressive with our run plays, even though we're dominating the line of scrimmage. Brian Robinson already has close to 150 yards, but there's a couple of drives where we could have just ran the football and instead of passing. Again, this is Cincinnati. This is the best pass defense we're going to be playing against all year, right? Assuming if we advance, which again, based off this first half, it looks like we're going to, but again, you never know. It's the second half. Cincinnati will get the ball back in the second half. Momentums, they swing just like that. So you don't kind of want to underestimate your opponent in that way. But if we advance, this is Cincinnati. That's the best secondary we're going to play against all year. You will not find a team that has two guys that are most likely going to go in the first couple of rounds, right? Kobe Bryant, great corner. Ahmad Gardner is possibly the best corner right now in college football, right? Kobe Bryant just won the Jim Thorpe Award for the best defensive back. So these are two guys that are very good. So like I say, I know people go look at the stats and they're gonna say, well, Bryce Young's not having a great game. These are the best. This is the best secondary we're going to play against all year round. This is a disciplined secondary. This is an experienced secondary. I think they only have one junior in that secondary. So a very experienced secondary, guys. This is not Georgia where they're extremely young, where they got transfers that are just trying to learn the defense. No, these guys have been playing together since they were freshmen. A lot of those guys are fifth-year players. So this is the disciplined football team. So we need to be a little bit more patient with the offense. For those who are complaining that our offense needs to be a little bit more explosive through the air, I would just say, hell, run the ball, continue to drain the clock. That's what I would say. That's the one advantage to running the ball. Drain the clock. Continue to tire out this defense. Let our defense be fresh, right? Let our defense be fresh, because that's the one complaint that a lot of Bama fans will have, that we're scoring too fast and that our defense is not fresh and they're tired by the time they get out there. Well, fuck it then. This game, run the ball, continue to drain the clock, continue to have those long drives, tire out their defense, and let our defense be fresh. We're fresh out there. We barely rotate. We barely rotate with our defensive linemen, which is rare. We normally rotate almost each and every other play. We barely are rotating in this game. Keep our defense fresh. When we're not really constantly rotating with our defensive linemen, it lets you know that we're coming to play. It lets you know that we're fresh and we're ready to kill for a majority of this game. So I love what we're seeing so far. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. Yeah, man, Nabil, man. Good luck to your Michigan Wolverines, man. Like I said, I had you guys beating Georgia. I think that's gonna be a good. I think that's gonna be a a great game. I think that might be an Iowa Michigan State game. Remember that Iowa Michigan State game back in the Big Ten championship where the score was like 15 to. It was like 15-10. That it honestly might be that type of result. Like that is gonna be a great game. I am super excited for you guys. But yeah, good luck to Michigan, man. Good luck to the Wolverines, and good luck to Georgia as well. Got to wish my good luck to Georgia. Obviously, JT Daniels is not playing in that game. Stenson's going to be the starter, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, LW. These cornerbacks, man, can tackle very well in the open space, man. Ahmad Gardner is going to be a first round pick. He's going to be a first round pick. Their safeties can tackle very well in open space too. The one thing that they can't handle though, they can't handle Brian Robinson. When you have a 230-pound back coming straight downhill at your ass, it's hard to bring that guy down. KM, man, I think that's a more realistic score. I think like the way that this game is settling right now, like this is going to be a game where I agree with you that we're going to establish the run. Like Brian Robinson he can have over 30 carries this game. He could very well have 30 carries this game, and you got to remember he's fresh. As far as again, he's not taking that much brutal punishment on his body, man. He's not like he's getting 25 carries a game. Where at the last 3 games, Brian Robinson did not have a lot of carries. Um, so he's a lot fresh. He can handle the load. This is a game where 30 carries is very, very reasonable, and he could very well have over close to 200. It looks like he's going to have 200 yards. The question is he going to finish with 300 yards? Seriously, but if Cincinnati can make any adjustments to stopping the run, then I think we're going to be a little bit in trouble, right? If they can stop the run, I think we're going to be a little bit in trouble because their secondary, besides that kind of that one play where they simply just got beat in man to man, right? When they tried to do a little bit of where again it was a phenomenal play call, when the cornerbacks kind of tried to switch when the dude fell. It was a phenomenal play call by Bill O'Brien. But besides that play, that secondary has been flawless. They've been flawless. So if they can make adjustments to stopping the run, I think we're going to be a little bit. I think our offense will be a little bit in trouble. I think that's where the concern is going to start to lie. But so far, they have not proven the ability at all to stop the run. We have simply killed them up front. And again, we lost another big body in Emil Ikior, and we haven't lost a beat on our offensive line. Brock, I don't think Bryce Young is off. Cincinnati is doing a great job. Cincinnati's doing a great job giving him these looks. Like I said, Brock, this is the best secondary Alabama will play all year. This is the best secondary in the country. They do a phenomenal job of giving you just a lot of looks. They can disguise coverage as well. Their players are disciplined, right? These are players that are disciplined. They're not going to have a lot of busting coverage. The only way they're going to lose is if they're in man. If they're in man, that's the only way they can lose. And even then, it's rare for their outside corners to lose those one-on-one battles, especially when it comes to big play abilities, right? Ahmad Gardner, he hasn't had a touchdown scored on him for more than 2 years. That should tell you the talent level that they have. They are very disciplined, man. This is not a team that's just going to give you free looks. Bryce Young is going to have to earn every single yard. He's going to have to earn everything today, right? Hell, even that touchdown really wasn't that much of a freebie. Yeah, man, LW. Bama has showed that they're just more physical. They've shown so far that they're just the more physical football team. And I think that's the thing because there were a couple of occasions where Cincinnati had Brian Robinson like locked up behind the line of scrimmage, and he would just bounce it for like 5, 6, or 7 yards, right? A lot of the yards that Brian Robinson has is literally after the first hit. So that's the concern. That's the thing that you kind of have to worry about if you're a Cincinnati fan is, right, can you be physical, right? Are you physical enough to handle this Alabama football team? And so far, they have not shown the ability to hang with Alabama in the run department. Now, can that change? Absolutely. Like I said, it takes one play for something to spark. The thing that Alabama has to do, you can't allow that to happen, right? You can't allow that to happen. Another thing that you can't allow to happen are these penalties, damn it. There are a couple of plays where penalties killed the drive. There were a couple of things that penalties kind of killed our drive. Especially that illegal formation. I would say in the when it was like 3-10, we had a chance to kind of go down the football field. It was like the first run was like 10 yards, and then it was like an illegal formation that killed the drive. You cannot allow Cincinnati to get those to have those 2nd and 15 situations. You can't. Penalties are going to kill you. Penalties are going to kill you in this game. So we can't beat ourselves, right? That's the most important part. We can't beat ourselves in this game. Hell, we got a 17-3 lead. Cincinnati is going to get the ball back in the second half. We can't beat ourselves up. We have to continue to try to play some clean football here, have a much cleaner half than we did in the first half, and we're good. Yeah, Samuel, man, I gotta give Pete Golden credit, man. He's done a great job so far, right? Putting our players in good positions. The defense looks a lot more simplified. I think that's the most important thing that I'm seeing so far. These players look comfortable, right? Like these players look like even in that game against Georgia, we had moments, we had situations where we just didn't look comfortable. We didn't really look comfortable. We didn't really settle down into the second half. This is a game where we look comfortable, right? The first drive, of course, was kind of more of a physical kind of who's going to set the tone on the line of scrimmage. But our secondary, for the most part, we've looked comfortable. We don't look like it's like, we look pretty comfortable. I think the one thing too that I like so far is that we're not giving up big plays, right? They're going to have to earn those big plays. We're forcing the underneath, but the problem is that as soon as they throw it, we're there. We're in the right positions at the right time. We're not giving up huge plays. And again, this is when you play assignment football. When you do your job. When you're Alabama, that 5 and 4 star talent is going to show, right? If we can control the mental side of the game, if we can have that to our advantage, that 4 and 5 star talent is going to show on the football field. Damn, is the game back on? Jesus Christ, I didn't even know the game was back on. All right, guys. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this halftime show. Damn, that was a quick ass halftime. My God. Yeah, but anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys later. I'll make a post game video. And then we're gonna have the Michigan. George game. I'll make halftime for that. And then after that, we're going to do our live stream, which we're going to have a post-game live stream where you guys can come in, join. We can have some conversations. We'll have a call-in show for that. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But enjoy the second half, guys. Good luck to Cincinnati fans and Crimson Tide fans. And Roll Tide.